Hi, today what I wanted to do was discuss the strategy of using a 2-1 temporary buy down to purchase a home. Now, temporary buy downs have been around for 30 plus years. When I started in the mortgage industry back in 1994, we were doing 3 2-1 buy downs, 2-1 buy downs, 1-year buy downs. It was very commonplace because at that time, rates were actually up near 10%. And so even though rates are not that high today, they are definitely higher than they were just a few years back. So not to mention home prices are more expensive as well, right? So the 2-1 temporary buy down, how it works. Basically what we're doing is we're taking your current note rate and then temporarily buying it down 2%. And so how it would look is, let's say you've got a rate today of 6.75%. If we apply the 2-1 buy down to it, your first year's payment will be calculated at 4.75%. Then the second year it'll go to 5.75, and then the third year it'll go to 6.75, but that's where it'll stay for the remaining 30 years. Now that's an important piece here because this is not an adjustable rate mortgage. It's a 30-year fixed that we're simply temporarily buying the rate down those first 2 years. And the reason we would do this for a client is it just gives them a little bit lower payment those first few years and maybe makes them a little bit more comfortable. Because oftentimes when I'm qualifying clients, they qualify for a much higher payment than where they're comfortable. And so we want to be cognizant of that, and this is a way that they can be comfortable and yet get into the home that they really want to get into. And then as their income increases over the next few years and the payment also adjusts up, they're able to handle it okay. Because obviously your comfort level on a payment today is going to be different than it is, say, in 2 years. But you want to have the ability to get into the home. And so this is a way to potentially do that. Really, really important to understand, we are qualifying you at that note rate. And so it doesn't necessarily mean that we're qualifying you at the 4.75. We're just trying to make it where you're more comfortable with the monthly payment. So why is this even possible? Well, that's because right now we're seeing more homes that hit the market. So there's more inventory. That means buyers have more choices. And if they have more choices, the sellers have to figure out a way to stand out. One of those ways is to offer concessions towards a buyer's closing cost. And if you can get 3% concessions from a seller, that gives us more than enough money to cover the cost of that buy down, plus even cover some of your other closing costs. Now let's just say for some reason you only get 2% from the seller. Well, we can still utilize this same strategy because here at Guild, we have what's referred to as a 1-year lender paid temporary buy down. So I can kind of take that product and put it in conjunction and give you the 2-1 with the seller paying part of it, us covering another portion of it, and accomplishing the same thing, getting you into that home utilizing a 2-1 buy down. Now let's say you're not interested in temporary buy downs. You don't like the fact that while even yes, it's going to make your payment lower those first couple of years, eventually it's going to go up to a level that maybe you're not comfortable with. Well, by all means, we can then look at a permanent buy down. It's not going to have quite the same effectiveness in terms of that monthly payment those first year or two, but it will make it lower because obviously we're permanently buying the rate to a point and then it'll never change. So that's also a strategy that can be utilized. And again, one that can be utilized in today's market because we're seeing more sellers willing to cover closing costs. Regardless if you use a 2-1 or a permanent, if you're just looking to buy a house and you've got questions, reach out, call me, text me anytime so that we can find out what's going on with your situation, help you as best we can. If you want to discuss temporary buy downs, we definitely can do that as well. Offer that up to any clients that are looking to get qualified. Because my main goal is to help you get into a home. All right, listen, I hope you found this information helpful. And if you did, please do me a favor and subscribe to our page here. If you have any friends or family that are looking and you think this would be helpful to them, feel free to forward it to them. I would appreciate that as well. Listen, you have a great day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.